Give me a minute. This is about tanks and how the Russians are running out of tanks. I just did a video on how the Russians are running out of men, how we've now seen military police go into gyms in Moscow, a place where forced conscription has been off the political table for the entire war. They're going into the gyms, the nightclubs, warehouses, anywhere that lots of young men congregate, demanding their papers, and if they are eligible for conscription, they are leaving and headed to training, just like that. So Russia's running out of men, as evinced too by the North Koreans that they brought in. They're running out of artillery, which is a separate topic. And this topic is they're running out of tanks. Now, look, the whole reason that the Russians have been able to hold out like this is because of these huge stockpiles of Soviet equipment, right? That were just sitting there. And the whole world said, oh my gosh, look how many tanks Russia has. We dare not go to war with Russia. Well, Russia went to war with somebody that they fucking shouldn't have. And they're making them pay. When we look at the rates of refurbishment and productions of new tanks, is virtually nil. Maybe one or two brand new tanks come off the lines a month, maybe in a good month. Mostly what they've been doing is going out to the storage yards, pulling the old T-72s, T-80s, whatever they have out there, whatever's in the best shape, bringing it in and refurbishing it. But look what's happened. 2022, they did 1,500 for the year. Oh, yeah. 2023, 1,100. Ooh. 2024, 600. Production is down to 25 refurbished vehicles a month. Why? Let's take a look. Now, it's hard to make sense of at first, right? It almost looks like a circuit board, or to me it does anyway. But what we're looking at is a satellite image of one of the storage facilities, and this right here is a row of tanks. Here's a row of tanks, there's a row of tanks, etc., right? Now, here's the thing. Do you see how empty all this is? At the start of the war, you couldn't move. They were piled one against another. This is what's left. Now, let me ask you, if you needed to get some tanks refurbished for an active war, would you pick out the ones that needed the most work or the least work first? Of course, you pick out the one that's in good shape, but it needs a new barrel. Send that one to the factory, right? That's an easy fix. It's out the door in no time. They could ramp out 1,500 of the ones that were in decent shape. There's no decent shape ones left. These are falling apart, rusted hulks of Soviet nostalgia. Worthless, except for spare parts, maybe. This lack of real tanks and the ability to even refurbish old ones is showing up on the battlefield. That is not the shed out back where your grandpa grows his ganja. No. That is not a mobile home. That is a tank hung with chains to deflect drones, covered in like a rubber sheeting material to try to get drones to bounce off it, whatever. All worthless, all hopeless. All it does is blind the driver. He's got no visibility. And the turret on the tank can't move beyond a 15-degree angle. So the Russians are in trouble with tanks. They're in trouble not just with tanks, but with all heavy armor. That's why increasingly we're seeing scenes like this. A bright aquamarine Lada that was used to charge the front line and attempted to break through a barbed wire enclosure. Not suited to purpose. There were no survivors, obviously. The same is true of these guys in their much lauded Desert Cross buggies. These little Chinese golf cart buggies have absolutely no protection from drones, artillery, or small arms fire. No armor of any kind. This particular Desert Cross buggy was used in a large-scale attack in Pokrovsk, where the attack was repelled, right? Most of these vehicles never made it to the contact line. Drones took them out before they got anywhere close to the Ukrainians. It is said they're calling this the Lada attack because it seemed to have no armor, no tanks, no armored personnel carriers, just Ladas and Desert Cross buggies and motorbikes. That's what the Russian army is charging the Ukrainian line with. It's insanity, to say the least. It's absolute insanity. Okay, so the Russians are running out of personnel, separate video. Russians are running out of artillery, separate video. I have yet to make that one. And the Russians are running out of armor. Not to mention the economy, which is running out of money. So, you know, I'm flabbergasted at my country's current administration and their attitude towards Ukraine. But Mr. Trump, with all due respect, sir, Mr. President, sir, America likes a winner. You're on the wrong side, pal. Putin goes down the way you're playing it right now. You're going to go down. So you might want to get in line with those old school Republicans who know that Russia is our enemy and support Ukraine. Please and thank you. All right. Big thanks to Ben Lindbeck, who is the sponsor of this video. Ben joined the Patreon at the C Babies levels or higher. Yes, C Babies level or higher. So I thank him every month with a personal shout out and my gratitude, because I literally could not do this without the Patreon supporters. Thanks, everybody.